No, it seems that well, how can I put this nicely? Yes, these two that were the best of friends just a simple while back. Even, of course, Sir Keir sitting down with Mayor Khan to talk about how, well, difficulty he has been accepted into society. Keir couldn't wait, of course, to gauche and sympathise and basically say, oh, don't worry, under my leadership things will be different. It's funny, isn't it, how a few months on, and when you see plummeting popularity, and more importantly, everything that you've dreamed of slipping away through your fingers, well then, as they say, it's a week is a long time in politics, and some might say months are literally a lifetime. And this is now what's happening in the court of Keir and Khan. As ever, let me explain. Morning, chums. Lovely to see you. Thank you so much for your time today. Nice to have your company. It's true this, I've worked with many politicians over the years, interviewed many, and of course, it's literally in this very fast-paced world, I have to say, of social media and things. You say the wrong thing, you do the wrong thing, and very quickly it escalates into a fireball, and then suddenly, you've got a problem. This particular image, this one here, of both the British Prime Minister Keir Starmer and the Deputy British Prime Minister Angela Rayner, they want to try and get rid of this image off the internet. The problem is it literally went, well, like wildfire, and they were happy to do it at the time, if you remember, all in solidarity for Black Lives Matter. Of course, that's now fallen by the by. They don't mention that anymore. No, they're about self-preservation, as we've seen the likes, of course, of Miliband racking up thousands of pounds worth of, well, five-star hotels and air miles. David Lammy, the Foreign Secretary, seemingly getting a private Learjet just to go to the bathroom. Well, clearly, this is now the problem for Sir Keir. And earlier this week, he decided to get tough about the thing that really matters to the voters over here in the United Kingdom, immigration. But it didn't really wash, because clearly everybody knows that this truly isn't the case. But this hasn't stopped, of course, somebody erupting like a mini volcano. That's right, Sadiq Khan over at City Hall couldn't believe the words that he was hearing from his chum Sir Keir. You see, as you know, the Mayor of London, Sadiq Khan, basically keeps telling anybody who will listen that, of course, well, multiculturalism and diversity is our strength. When you look around the streets of London and you see the tents literally opposite the fabulous hotels of five-star deluxe like the Dorchester, the Marriott and the Grosvenor House with all the immigrants living in them, you'd hardly think, yes, I must spend £10,000 a night on a suite to stay there. What a spectacular view. But apparently Sadiq Khan's more than happy with it, yet to shift them, move them on. You get the picture. But you see, Keir is sensing, well, literally, a wipeout. You can put it any which way you want, but there is a wipeout coming. And this wouldn't just be for the next term, it looks like the next, say, 30, 40 years, because now there are new kids on the block, there are different choices in parties. There is, of course, the traditional Conservatives. Then we have the outrider of Reform UK. Nobody's really too fussed about the Lib Dems, headed by Sir Ed Davey, simply because he can't decide what a woman is, and in fact believes that women have these, right? So you understand the lunacy of what's happening in the world of politics. But according to Mr. Khan, he can't quite believe the fact that the turnaround that Keir is doing. Now, behind the scenes, of course, we all know that Sir Keir Starmer allegedly is never true to his word and literally flip-flops around deciding on what really is hitting the headlines. But really, behind the scenes, I've been told from Number 10, apparently he's now not taking Mr. Khan's calls. He's too busy. Never had that problem before. And clearly, Mayor Khan wants to get this, well, shored up so that he can get back out onto his risen platform to make sure the world knows that, in fact, he's still with them, even though Keir, who obviously promised to protect his majority voter, so much so, basically offering millions of pounds to protect the British mosques here in the United Kingdom, well, all of that now seems by the by as the ratings plummet and he is literally struggling for his own personal survival. It is a developing story. When I know more, you'll know more. Neil Sean in the very heart of London.